So this is gonna be a good one. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be a good one, but I know the story's good. So I got a call from a past client, which is one of my customers, and I did some other work for them. They had me look at a ceiling fan, I remember, when I was doing my other stuff. I just glanced at it, and I think they just had, I believe they had me look at it, but they had a home warranty company. Probably told them the fan's probably bad or something. I didn't really look too far into it. They said, okay, we're just gonna have our home warranty company do it. So time went on. I get a call. She's telling me that her ceiling fan's out, and it went out 3 times already within like 5 years. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like, how often do you run that ceiling fan? Because you never know. The guy runs it a lot, and he went away from college. It wasn't using it for like a year. So apparently there was a licensed electrician that was working on this, a union electrician working on this, and a electrical engineer working on this. So when I hear this, it's kind of red flag to me. I'm like thinking to myself, do I want to put myself in this mess? And then the more I'm talking, found out the licensed electrician was from the home warranty company. So I don't know how you guys want to take that. And I think the original fan ended up getting hit with a sword and ended up going bad. That's probably when they just had it replaced by the home warranty company. They had the fan switched out, and then the switch switched out. And the switch is it has a light lever, and it has the fan lever, and you can adjust the light and the fan. So they switched both of those out, fan and light, and that lasted for a little bit. Then they had the electrical engineer go out there and change out the fan again. So I'm like, did any of these guys actually, you know, do any volt readings? Because what I'm thinking is, I want to make sure there's no power coming back on that neutral. Make sure we have a clean neutral. That's the only thing I could think of it actually taking it out earlier. And she's saying none of them really told me that what they were doing. They just swapped the fan out. I'm looking into it further. The switch looks weird, and I've never seen this switch. Kind of red flag to me. So I used Google, and I used I had her send me a photo of it, and I used Google like the picture lookup thing, I don't know what it's called, to figure out what this switch does, or what kind of switch this is. And it's a Hampton Bay, I believe. I'm gonna try to post a picture of it. So I looked it up. They're selling them for like $60-something. Right away I thought the switch was cheap. Well, actually not thought, I know it's cheap. I started looking at reviews for it. So it's $60-something now, probably because they don't make it anymore. But probably back then it was probably 20 or 30. Looked up the switch, has horrible reviews. Like 2.6. Red flag. Looking at the reviews. One of them is saying it only works with, like, this doesn't work with, it's not compatible with a lot of fans. And then one of them said it's not compatible with solid state relays, which is probably the switches inside the fans. What I'm thinking is this switch is just, the switch that was installed is just burning these fans out in about a year or 2. And then also, it's funny because she was like, at this point, they call me, they're like, well, how do you know it's gonna last? I'm like, blah, blah, blah. It's funny how it's always put on me, because I'm like, oh, now I'm the last man on the totem pole. Now because all these other guys screwed up, it's my problem. But it's whatever. I kind of like these jobs, to tell you the truth. I think the guys are just switching the fans out, not even thinking of the switch. There's so many things that go into it, and the funny thing is they're probably installing these fans, and they're testing it out. They're like, oh no, yeah, it works, it's all good. And then they probably don't listen to the motor when they're actually regulating the fan with the switch. If that thing's humming, obviously not compatible, because you're burning up the fan. She's thinking it's the switch. I'm already told her, I'm like, I don't think it's a switch. I'm gonna test it, see if it's a switch, but I think it already burned the motor out in the fan. Usually I offer a 1-year warranty to make them feel safer. I offer a 2-year warranty because I don't know how long these fans are even lasting. According to her, you know, they're either lasting for a year or 2. I said I offered a 2-year warranty as long as there's no sword marks on it. Looking up the existing fan that she had installed right now. It's a cheaper fan. I can't think of the name. I think it's Menard's brand. It's like Patriot. And then all of a sudden now I figured out something, which is news to me. I don't know about you guys. Okay, we all know LED lights, can lights, they have a lifespan. They're either 35,000 hours or 50,000 hours. I'm looking at this Patriot ceiling fan, which I'm thinking it is. I can't remember, but it said 15,000 hours. And I'm over here like scratching my head thinking, like, since when do they put lifespans on ceiling fans? Obviously everything has lifespan. Blew my mind when I seen that. 15,000 hours. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, you would assume that, you know, it's probably gonna last for 10 years or something, but they're actually put lifespans on this. I looked up Hunter ceiling fans, they're good for 25,000 hours. So I told her to pick up a Hunter ceiling fan, and then I'll warranty it for 2 years. If she was gonna get a cheaper fan that wasn't gonna be a Hunter, like a 15,000 hour fan, I was only gonna warranty it for a year. But I really think that the switch is the problem. I never seen something get such bad reviews. But enough of that, I'll get you guys some shots. Hopefully she lets me record. Would be in her best interest anyways, right? Because she could just look at what I did. I'll get you guys some shots.
Shoot.
So I was wondering if you'd allow me to record.
Yeah.
I'd like to put my fixes on YouTube. If that's fine with you.
Yeah. Perfect. Go for it.
Awesome.
This switch.
Okay, wait 1 second. Let me put my book bag down because it's. More. 1 second. Okay. Okay. I don't want to damage anything yet. Everything's too nice here.
This one works fine, but a lot of times when we put this up, like you'll hear like a popping or snap or whatever.
Okay, so the light works fine.
Yeah. It dims.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn the light down. Okay. Light works fine. I'm gonna turn the fan on. Wait. Maybe it is a switch.
So like it'll just give us a little bit, and that's the fastest we get. Even if
Ooh.
we play with the speeds on it, and sometimes we get a popping.
I hope you guys are right.
I hope so too, dog.
Wow. Okay, well. How old is the switch? You had somebody switch it out though, right?
Yeah, we had this is
So less than 5 years.
This is that switch is probably 2 years.
Yeah.
You don't have a remote for this fan at all? It's just all chain?
It's all chain because
Yeah, we
we
tried
were gonna
to
get the
do a remote one, but the box was too small.
See how that, like, they have those ones you can fit in there? You know, the ones I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Fit 'em in there, but this
they're
is
a
too
pain.
small. So this would have been, like, we could have fit it in there, but this one you can't, it's too small. So that's why we did this dimmer,
Okay.
and I'm hoping it's just the switch is bad.
That'd be awesome.
It would be.
Now I see what you guys are saying. I'm like, there's no way it's a switch. It's still,
Maybe not.
yeah. Well, I'm hoping for it, but
Even
hearing
if it
this.
isn't, I'd feel better just popping that thing out.
Oh yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this apart. I'm gonna bypass the switch. I'm gonna give it 120 volts, and we're gonna know right away.
If the fan actually does work.
Yeah.
And,
Well, let's hope and pray it's just a switch. Makes my life easier too.
yeah. I'm hoping so. I really like it.
Yeah, it is a nice fan. I think we both learned something during that whole debacle. We were talking on the phone and all this, and I'm over here looking up ceiling fans, and I realized that they should have lifespans on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like, once I heard 15,000 hours, they had, you know, and then left it on all the time. But then, so we'll say 24 hours for a year straight, and then he went away for college. So,
Yeah.
doesn't really match up.
No. He should have gotten at least 2 years of 24 hours straight. And he actually, we got this in June and he went to college in August of 23. So he only was 24/7 at 2 months. 2.5 months,
That's crazy. The switch will go bad this bit fast, if it is.
I think he's kind of rough with stuff too. Do you know what I mean?
This is a cheap switch. I had to look this thing up because I never seen it before. And I've seen a ton of these. I never seen this type. It's a Hampton Bay.
Wasn't it like $90 or something?
Well, with the picture I sent you was 62 or something. And then, but don't keep in mind, they don't make this anymore. So
Yeah.
they're gouging the price to get you to, you know, if you want this switch.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You need a razor knife?
No, the paint's not sticking, but what's happening
It
though,
hasn't been painted.
Yeah,
since
this has
that
not been
Sandra.
painted yet.
I'm worried about it sticking back there and me just ripping half the wall off.
I need a razor knife.
Really?
It hasn't been painted since.
Yeah.
this-
No, but a razor knife, I'd only cut on the edges.
Oh, okay.
And it's not sticking on the edges.
Okay.
Wow.
It's gonna give you some
This is the only room that hasn't been repainted.
something to look in.
That's why.
Okay.
Stupid. See that? I never seen that either. I don't know why they didn't put sticky stuff on here. Okay.
I'm confident it's the switch.
Okay. She's sticking with the switch.
All right.
I'm feeling pretty confident too. Now, seeing this.
I know the last time you came and did a repair, it was awesome. You were professional, everything clean, everything really well.
I tried to.
It was beautiful. You're a guy now.
I'll try to find the issues because I don't like nothing coming back out on me. Popping. That's crazy. Yeah, it used to tape wire nuts. I don't no longer tape wire nuts. Hate.
Now.
Yeah. The I don't like how the tape hides problems. Well, some guys should probably tape them just because they don't know how to splice properly. But these are the cheap wire nuts that come in the case, which I don't like. So what are we looking at? And you guys should be turning power off if you guys are working on this. No. I'm telling YouTube. It's like do as I say, not as I do. You know what I'm saying? It's all liability.
We don't do electrical.
We got ACNs, the white. AC line in. Yeah, that's our hot coming in. What are we looking at? Oh, there we go. The fan is our black. But we're going to have two blacks. So, it's all labeled. AC line in, that's our hot. Two motor, that's our fan right here. So, I'm going to get rid of this power. AC line in, cut power from the switch. Okay, power's off. Rudders are hot. Now, motors are fan. Here it goes. We're gonna see if this thing's gonna work. So what I'm doing, I'm just bypassing the switch altogether. I'm gonna check voltage on that too. She's humming. She is humming. That's off. No, that's off. That should be the highest speed right there. It's funny, I actually seen another scenario like this where a fan was really slow, wanted to work. Found out it was an old building. You can't really tell when it's hot and neutral. So they flopped the hot and the neutral. Burned up a brand new fan. Brand new fan. I'm going to make sure we got 120 volts right there at the switch. Because right now, it's looking bad now. Unless I don't have the right voltage coming in. Man.
It's working faster than it has been.
It's. Let me just push it and see.
It would. It would. If you push it, unless you want to like jump start it every time. Darn it. I was rooting for you guys. I was hoping I was wrong. I'm gonna go hot to ground. 121 volts. So we got the right voltage going in. So fan's bad. And they cut the ground off. Nice, solid work out of them. Solid work, okay. She just wants to reuse the fan blades.
Motor, baby. This is the motor.
So
Connect to the motor.
I can't remember if I tried warning them or not. Usually I try to warn everybody about the ceiling fan box.
No.
Did I warn? I didn't warn you?
No, we didn't have that.
I figured as much because I was assuming that the licensed electrician, the union electrician, or the electrical engineer would have caught onto this. So this is just a pancake box. And the problem with this is it's 832 screws. And it's just a thin piece of metal holding this up. And we have a down rod. So I gotta switch this fan box out. So I changed out the box. Took off the lock nut. And then took off the drywall screws that they had this supported. Pop the hole out. Screw this one up there. You can see the 832 right here. Same thing with this 832. This is a 1032, more heavy duty. So I got the switch in. I was gonna put this one in here, but because you can go up and down with the light, same thing with the fan, but this one actually has a remote on the fan, so I'm not dealing with that type. Like I was telling them, so you got the toggles, which is that, and this is more like the Cora. Personally, I was telling them also, the sideways toggles, I think they're ugly and old school. I put the same type in my house with a double switch like this, just because it makes it look that much better. Reminds me of the toggles going sideways. Reminds me of those older rental properties. Not so nice to the eye. So this is all live. Turn that on, turn that on. I got the yellow's gonna be my light, orange is gonna be my fan. We'll go to the light. 120 volts, that's all live. I'm gonna blow this place up. Okay, let's try it again. $122 volts, 123 volts, 122. Now to our neutral to ground. Zero. That's what I was looking for. Awesome. Also, I added ground to the switch, bind it to the box. The whole house is in conduit. Okay, so my ground to my box. And the other grounds are together. My neutral. And then here is my light. And here is my motor for the fan. Also, what I brought up to her was I seen some rusting in the trim of the old light or the old fan. And then I seen a little bit of rust in the box for the conduit. So I told her to get the roof looked at. Or it could just be from lack of insulation, condensation. So you guys seen the box earlier. It's a shallow box. And what usually happens is when you have a remote, where she put the remote, but oh, here, when you have a remote, there's usually I don't know what you want to say, but it's like a rectangle. Then you got to wire the power coming in to the box, and from that it goes out. All it is just it's for the remote, but And I realized it didn't have one, which was good because I wouldn't be able to wire that up in that box. First of all, there'd be too many splices in that box. It's only meant for one light fixture, not well, not really a light fixture, but a ceiling fan, but it's not meant for all those splices. And then second of all, I don't think that would fit anyways. But I realized they actually put it in here, in the lighting part of it. And you can see the antenna right here. First time I ever seen that. This is our motor. Here's our light. Lights on, lights off. It's on. And then turn on the fan. And then we'll turn it all the way high. And we're going to have a wobble. The kit doesn't come with weights. Luckily I carry some on the truck for the scenario. Yes. Yeah. Unless it's done with the remote.
Yeah, fan reverse.
So fan and then up. Okay, that makes sense. Updraft. There it is.
Oh, wow. So those are the weights?
That's just a temporary.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I should have tested it without the weight yet. Still shaking. So that was the wrong blade. We'll go to the next one. Turn it on. That didn't get better, it got worse. Okay. Now, this one. Then once we find the right blade, I'm going to be going down the blade. Yeah, fine tune it. But these are all shaking bad so far. Wow, yeah. I think we got one more blade to try. There we go. Where is it? Next one. I think that's the last one. The old
I didn't
circle.
see you switch the first one, so I didn't know which way you went the first time.
Yeah, I know. I kind of screwed myself from the beginning.
So maybe we have one more for this one, the other one.
Yeah. I think that's the best one out of all of them. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah. Slight
Yeah.
shake. Where is it? Right there? There it is. I'll go like this. Put it down there. The edge. Looking pretty still. There we go. A little shake. It's already a lot better. Yeah.
And then when you find the spot, then is it like a magnet that goes on top of the
It's
plate?
gonna be a sticky weight,
Okay.
and I just stick it on top. And actually, that one girl gave me an idea about super gluing pennies. She was taping pennies on there. I'm like, are you trying to kill somebody? They're just swing right off. It was pretty funny. I'll always glue it, super glue it, not tape it.
At our old house, we had
But yeah, I know what you're saying.
we had
Dangerous.
the height in the bedroom, but then the kids were like trying to
bump bed, yeah.
leave the fan alone.
Yeah.
It was cute. They had a globe and everything, and it looked like outer space.
Yeah. Maybe a dot more down. That's pretty good. That's really good. What's gonna happen is we're gonna reverse it again, and then you're gonna see more of a wobble to it, if that makes sense. But I guess it's easier to put it in reverse and see the shake, the difference, compared to running it forward. I think originally I did. I just remember being a pain in the butt. Right in the middle. Man, if it gets worse, we gotta bring it back up again. It's common sense, but it just takes time. I'm gonna say that's it.
That sounds good. Then you put it on the edge, like
I'm
where
gonna-
that lip is, or
I'm gonna put it on top at the edge.
okay.
I might even need 2 weights. Got that weight up there. Turn it on.
I see it shaking a little more. Yeah, it's lovely.
Nice.
Looks better now, yeah. So it just shook a little bit?
Wait, and the startup.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what I'm looking for. How long did it take me? 17 minutes.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, it took that long. Didn't even notice. And that's a wrap, guys. Have a good night.